So this is Cahoots. It's a goal tracking app that I've built. In this app, you can set up a goal for yourself, or you can plot with a partner. Both of you can have the same goal, or you can be working on different goals side by side. But today, I'm going to show you the feature that I'm most excited about, which is this plot and scheme, basically a brainstorming option that you have. So this is a goal that I've added to publish my book Light. I've added sub goals under it. Waypoints is what it's called, to get me to that end goal. And every day I can add dispatches in terms of what I worked on that day to get me closer to that goal. But I think what ends up happening oftentimes is that when we have a big goal, we think that there's only one path to get to that goal. Like we might think that the solution is to get published by literary agents. But there's actually multiple different paths that you can take to get to that same end goal. And oftentimes when you think you're stuck, there's actually a lot of workarounds through it. And that's what I wanted this AI agent to help me brainstorm. So as you can see, I have this map here of different paths, different actions that I can take to end up going to my goal. And oftentimes what happens is we're like, oh, I already tried this didn't really work. So I actually have the option when I click on a node to add a blocker. So you can see here that I actually came in and I said, I got rejected from this fellowship that you want me to apply to, but I've given it information about who wrote my recommendations, etc. for it. And it's actually used that blocker or that feedback that I gave it to come in and say, okay, well, you got rejected from it, but these are further actions that you can take to actually use that rejection to still get your book published, right? I can also give it feedback and say, I just don't think that this is a tenable path for me to take, and it'll still route around that. Another super interesting thing that I can do, so say, for example, it tells me to submit to US indie literary presses, and then I actually want to follow up on that and do it. So I can actually say, have the agent run with this, which is what I had it do here in my chat. So the first step is research, and then it found these two options, milkweed and restless books. So it actually came in here when I asked the agent to run with it, and it did all of the research. And then I said, can you turn these into action items, which is an option that I get. And then it came in and added further action items for me in terms of what I should do to actually pitch to these people. I can do this for any of my goals, so let me go up here. So say that I want to pursue submitting to Juggernaut Books. So I can say, have my agent run with this, and it'll basically come in here in my chat, and it'll query my agent who already knows all of the context of what I've been doing, what I want to do next, and it'll give me a researched response in terms of what I can actually do. While that runs, I'm going to actually look at something else, because another really exciting option that we have is to plot future moves. So say that DMing 3 to 5 literary substackers that I really admire is a step that I want to take. I can also come in here and I can say, project the next moves that I would need to take if I were to do this. So I'm going to say project next moves. And here in the side, I can see that a response has come in about those actions that I wanted to take, basically. Blah, blah, blah. It's given me all this feedback. Then I can say, okay, these are the next steps. Finalize a synopsis, pick your strongest chapters, customize this. So then I can say, okay, turn these into action nodes that I actually want to do. And while it's doing that, I can come back here. So I can come back here to the 3 to 5 literary substackers, and I can see these dotted line tasks. And basically, those are future plotted moves that it's given me. And I can say, oh, okay, this is something that I want to add to the map, so it adds it in. This is something that I don't really want to do, so I can dismiss it. This is again something that I want to add, and this is something that I want to add as well. And for each of them, it gives me a detailed response in terms of what that goal actually means to me. So I can actually build out this map as many steps into the future as I want to, if that is a path that I'm interested in actually exploring. Um, and yeah, that's kind of how this works. We said submit to Juggernauts, and we said turn all of these into action nodes. And you can see all of these have come in as actual action nodes. And on any of these, I can then run the AI agent or whatever it is, or I can add a blocker, give it feedback, or once I've tried it, say that, okay, mark this as something that I've already tried.